look, I'm going to be honest. It did not go.
No,
and I'm gonna,
lie to me. Please lie to me.
No, I'm going to be honest to everyone. Look, because unlike John, I like to say when I was wrong. Okay, so when I was last week, I was wrong. I was wrong. I didn't think after the third round he would really. I figured he would slow down. I thought he would punch himself out. I didn't think he'd be getting in boxing shape is a different type of shape. But Jake Paul's output wasn't much better. Like, he was sticking the jab, sure, but he wasn't really throwing a lot more than T Wood. He was just a busier fighter, moving on the outside, keeping him at bay, touching with the jab, and maybe the occasional 1-2, couple little hooks here and there. But overall, T Wood did way better than I thought, especially after the third round. And he shot himself in the foot, John. I mean, the bottom line is that fight was for him to win. It was for him to lose, I should say. He lost that fight based on him just not throwing. All he had to do was throw more, and he would have won that fight. I didn't have it a split decision. I had it for Jake Paul. I don't remember this. But I had it. I want to say I had it 4-2. 4-2. Yeah. No, 5.
That would be 6 rounds.
6-4. Sorry, 6-2. 6-2. Math. You know
6-2?
math.
Okay.
You know math.
5-3, 6-2. It's all good.
I was trying to remember if it was 6 rounds or 8 rounds. It was 8 rounds. But no, I had it 6-2. But look, some of those rounds were way closer than it should. Then they were really close, and all he had to do was throw a little bit more, and he would have won that fight. And you were talking about I didn't know this when the ropes hold you up that that's considered a knockdown.
That was a knockdown. This is where you're looking. Here, I'm going to get myself in trouble again. When you have a big show like that, and you have, I'm sure those guys are really good guys, and they did a good job overall. But you have a guy that had, before the show, because they were saying, his 18th professional fight or his 19th professional fight. The other guy had 5 professional fights. And you're putting him in that situation with that pressure. They're not going to get everything right. And the one thing that he didn't get right, when Jake Paul got hit and the ropes held him up, meaning that if the ropes were not there, he would have hit the ground. That was a knockdown. That should have been called a knockdown by the referee, meaning that Tyron would have won that round 10-8 on the scorecards of those judges, because there was nothing that Jake Paul did with the rest of the round that made it to where he would have brought it back. That is a given. You get a knockdown, that's a home run in boxing, and it should have been called as a knockdown. Yeah. It was a mistake on the referee's part. That could have changed the fight right there as far as, scoring wise. The one already had it for Tyron. But I look at it the same way as you. Tyron, you let that fight go.
Yeah.
You had it because you had him tired. You had him in positions where he was the guy that was backing up. He was the guy that was not able to control the pace of the fight. You were the one pushing the pace. But the one thing that he reverted back almost immediately, take a look at his stance and take a look at how square he was compared to what you'll see of a Canelo or of a guy that's a real boxer. Look at the guy that was in the fight before, I want to say Marino Love or something like that. Look at how bladed he is, because you're taking away one side away from your opponent. He can't hit you in the back. You're cut in that split going down the middle, and you made yourself an easier target for him to hit you with those jabs to the body and what he was trying to hit you with. And it was just part of, I understand it. This is what you've done for so long as an MMA fighter because you have to, because of takedowns and things. It's a different stance. But if he just had more output, he just didn't throw enough. You've got to throw. If you're not throwing, you're not winning. You got to throw. And I think that was the big difference in it. I think if he, had another chance at it, I don't think Jake Paul would take that fight again, though. He knows now. It's like, oops, I got a guy that was hesitant and didn't come after me the way he should have, and he lucked himself, into a win. He lucked himself into a fact that Tyron just didn't have the output to take that fight from him because it was there for the taking.
Yeah, what I don't understand is someone like Tyron's experience is this. You can hear him breathing heavy. We could see it from the TV. Where I was like, he's exhausted.
He was tired,
Jake Paul was tired. And then when you started touching him a little bit here and there, don't get me wrong, Jake Paul showed a lot of showed a lot of grit. There was a lot of grit in there. He took that heavy shot against the rope, a couple big right hands against the ropes, and then when he got sat between the ropes a little bit there, he took some big shots. I was very surprised that I would thought for sure that Twinkle the bitch was going to come out of his asshole and he was going to start folding. That's what I thought. I thought Poodle Hair was going to start to fold, but T Wood just didn't get after him. Like when he rocked him and sat him in the ropes a little bit, he started shaking his hand. Bro, get after him. There's a lot on the line right now. Every fucking MMA, all of us MMA fighters are like, get him. Just put him on his ass. Go, go.
How many times did you see Tyron throw it? Because he never threw a 3-punch combination. No. I mean, did he? It was 1-2, 1-1-2.
Yeah.
And then he would crush his space like an MMA guy coming in, and he was initiating the clinch when he had landed the clean shot. And you go, Tyron, you're killing me, dude. This is the difference between boxing and MMA. And it was just something that he has to learn. You know, he has to make those adjustments. And if he was able to make those adjustments, it would have been a completely different fight.
Yeah, he was closing the distance, like you said, too much. But that comes from the wrestling background and the MMA background. Because what happens is you close the distance knowing that, hey, once I throw my combinations, I can grab you. You know, and so that was the frustrating part. It was T Wood's fight to win, and he lost it just based off the inactivity. That was one. Two is I don't know what we couldn't hear the fight because of YouTube. If we're watching it, we can't play anything, you know, so we'll get taken down. So on the fight companion, I was thinking to myself, I wanted to hear what his corners were saying. Your corner's got to be telling you these rounds are so close. I don't know if you're winning.
His corner was not telling him anything that they shouldn't have. They were telling him exactly, look, you're not going after him. I need more out of you. I need you to go after him. Look, he's tired. Go after him. I need more output. Throw more. They're telling him. It's just he was stuck in that mode.
They shook in the ring afterwards, said something about like after you get the tattoo, we'll do it again. But then Jake Paul came out and said he's retired. So it's like he's pulling. This is what's funny. He's pulling the Conor McGregor stuff. He's pulling pages out of everyone's book a little bit. He did the whole lick the glove like BJ Penn. I mean, you could tell he just sat at home and just started like writing up all the shit that a lot of the greats did. It was just like, what can I do to mimic them? You know, because he doesn't have anything of his own. And so that just be like BJ. Did you see what BJ wrote? BJ wrote something along the lines of like, he says, "This is real, and see my hands. There's blood on it. Don't ever fucking copy me again, you pussy." Like it's just, I love it. But, you know, I mean, whatever. I thought for sure when he started getting clipped with big shots, I thought Jake's sphincter was going to start tightening up a little bit more, and he was going to start willing away and just withering away and just falling under the pressure.
But he didn't, and you got to give him credit for it.
I do. I'm giving him a ton of credit for that. I am a lot. I'm giving him a ton of credit. He fought someone with a lot of experience. I thought he fought a good fight. There's nothing wrong. I mean, he did what he knew that he was either slightly ahead or the rounds were close, but he felt like his output was more. He did everything he was supposed to do. It was T Wood that just, I don't know what he was doing or what he was thinking, but he had moments in the fight. He landed the harder, cleaner shots throughout the fight. He had the hardest shots of the fight, for sure, no doubt. But they just weren't enough. There wasn't enough of them.
This is where we say, you didn't lose the fight. You lost the boxing match.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened, is you lost a boxing match. He outpointed you. When you were winning the fighting part, you were landing heavy, shots at times. That fourth round, again, it should have been a knockdown. That would have changed things up a lot. But, it is what it is. And, I understand why Tyron wants another one. I think if he goes back and looks at it, he's going to see how he let rounds just slip by not throwing. And I honestly, there's no way there's going to be a rematch of that fight.
No, there's no way. I don't think so either. And I don't think a lot of people, honestly, really care to see a rematch. T. Wood does because it's T. Wood, and he feels like he should have won that fight. But the other thing is that everyone's like, nah. Like, it was close, but it wasn't active enough for it to be like a knockdown drag out where people were like going to line up to pay for it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, that's the next question, though, is who does Jake Paul fight next?